Well, we've just concluded the game of
Yeah,
Everton and West Ham.
Nuno's an inaugural game. Oh, there you go, actually. I thought I'm quite positive, which is unlikely, actually, usually. So, no change first half, I don't think, if I'm honest. I don't think there was much positive in the first half. I genuinely think that... You're the neutral. What do you think?
I think there were showings of what happened in the second half, in the first half. It just wasn't coming together.
Mavs jumped for it. He was 2 meters. Right, you're going straight at the goal. I'd agree with that. That first half reminded me a lot of the Forest game where we watched.
Yeah.
In that first half, where you're like, all joking aside, he doesn't look special, but you're just trying to get through the first half without something going massively wrong.
You're crawling before you're learning to walk. And that was what the first half was. I'm not saying that the second half you're absolutely running with it, but
no.
He's got the goal. And I said, I knew, or I had the suspicion of Nuno coming in the games you would have lost under Potter and Lopetegui. He will turn into points.
You look at that Everton goal, just first in that first half. That has to change. I don't know how you're going to change that, but there's so many things wrong with it. The line's too low. Some of it doesn't get out to him, doesn't look interested to get out to him. No one looks aggressive in the box. Look like want to win a header. By the way, fair play to Areola, because he actually had a solid game overall, and he wasn't actually at fault for any of it.
No, I'll give him that. I will give Areola his props, because I don't normally trust him between.
I think the midfield improved. I don't think that's fair either on the midfield. I think overall, even with Magasser in that first half, I think we looked better. But
we said this during the game. It's the front line and the back line that is the problem.
I think what suffocated you in the first half is these were so deep. And I don't know if that was Everton trying to pen you in, or if that was the way these were set up.
We looked happy to just sit off.
Even you'd mentioned it, Jay. You said Bowen's far deeper than Walker Peters.
Yeah.
Like that should not be the case.
There's 4 or 5 times you got Walker Peters on. At least you got Bowen on Grealish, and you're like, yeah, what's doing that?
I genuinely think second half. I think he's played really good, fast. Free-flowing football. I don't think it was fast, but I think it was free-flowing.
You had half hour of it where people were just trying things.
Yeah.
And we have been... The one thing I think Potter done so poorly was we seemed so suffocated into this, no, you must pass Cybers until we get a break. But that Magasser, a couple of chips over the back.
Yeah.
You've got Somerville trying to chip over Adiz to get one of the goals, get one of the crosses to the goals in. You were just trying stuff.
There was one point in the second half where it almost came crumbling down. Yeah, Areola got the ball at his feet, and he's looking at Mavropanos like, I'm going to pass it to you. 2 Everton players are...
He took an extra touch.
He took an extra touch. And it was like it was just a reflex.
Yeah. By the way, I don't blame Mav for that. I have a lot of bad things to say about Mav usually, but I don't blame him at all for that. It was hung out to dry completely.
I think that was
Areola there.
Areola done wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just muscle memory, done it.
Yeah.
And I think you will not see that under Nuno.
I do back the commentator where he goes, why has he made that? Why has he gone for that then? After he's taken the extra touch. You said it while we were sitting there watching it. Why is he taking the extra touch, gone, maybe not, and then done it anyway? Mav's been hung out to dry, and that could have quite easily...
It was like a darts player, Darius. He's went to throw it, and he's not. And then he's thrown it because that's what he needed to do. And it's under Nuno, I think he'll try and play for the back. It ain't working. He's just going to absolutely just go for it. He's just on it well. You saw that in the first 5 minutes, because even you went, you were fucking good.
I'm trying to be positive. I think overall, I think it was a good game of football. I think we were probably decent for a good 60-65 minutes, which is the most I've seen us in a game of football.
It's a fantastic point, because how many points have you picked up?
This is what I mean, yeah. No, literally. Well, no, the only points you picked up at all is in Forest.
Again, you've conceded from a set piece.
Yeah, completely. No, there's no shying away from that. But my point is, you look at the overall team, and there's only 2-3 people I go, I don't want to see in a West Ham shirt again. Or, so that's probably a bit strong, but I don't want to see you start next game.
Who would that be?
Kent and Full Crew. They're just so poor.
Do you agree with Ben?
He's a fan of Full Crew.
I love Full Crew because he's an old school style target man, and but I would agree with you.
That was an header.
He didn't win header. He couldn't make a pass. He was never in the right position. And the problem, and I agree with Paqueta and all, he took, rather than 1 touch, 2 touch, he was taking 4, 5, 6 touches and then messing up. Genuinely, for me, the 3 players that don't start next game has to be Fulkrug, Paqueta, and Mav. Start Igor. I think you start Guilherme.
You've got ready-made replacement there, actually. I was going to say, I don't think Mav's done a lot wrong, but I think you got ready-made replacement with Igor. Apparently, he's all right.
I liked him at Brighton.
Yeah.
I genuinely did like him.
Big
I thought he was
physical
solid.
centre-back.
Yeah.
Why not?
He always seems to get stuck in it. I don't mean that by like giving away fouls and stuff, but he always seems to he gives the ball away. He's on you.
Yeah, it goes for everything.
He jumps on your back. He's like a koala. You're trying to get that ball.
But I genuinely think if you start with the same sort of lineup, it's like against Arsenal. I think you need to change it just because I think you need to be more naturally defensive.
That Fernandes has to start.
Even anyway, he'll be a starter. But my point was, I think you drop Paqueta and you put a Potts in there or something. Oh, wait, Potts as well. First proper Premier League minutes this season. I think looked decent. 1-2 touch was always there, opened up for the ball, and let the better players play their football.
Do you know what annoyed me? How well he linked up with Bowen.
He just recycled.
It was just back and forward. They were so
nothing flash, nothing.
You know what the thing with that is? They're probably doing it for training.
Yeah. But why has he not been getting minutes on the pot? Well, that's the problem. If this is how well they're linking up, it means it's not the first time it's happened. You're right, it's happening in training. So what was Potter doing then?
And Nagasa earned that start as well because I thought it was decent.
Yeah.
That yellow is a bit. I'm not having it, that yellow.
I do have a lot to say. The ref was absolutely crap.
Very light touch.
The problem was he was light touch, but he was inconsistently light touch. I genuinely, the ref, I think, needs to have a long look at himself in the mirror because I don't think being a ref he's calling because he was fucking useless. Twat.
Sullivan man of the match.
Well earned. By the way, well earned. He's best man on the pitch.
That's the only time I've seen him over 3 times run at his man.
Oh.
He normally tries to take about 2-step, pass back, and that backwards, sideways.
Yeah. But he done it first half. He kept on trying to run inward. And it's like Nuno must have said at half time. Just do if you need to overlap, mate, and just start putting it down that fucking left hand side by Diouf's delivery. Jeez.
He's probably been hammer of the year so far, hasn't he? And we're only 6 games in. But we're only 6 games in. He's been our best player.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been any better player on the pitch. Other than Bowen.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. As I said this before the start of the game. It'll be interesting what happens with this squad because when Wan-Bissaka is fully fit, he does start for me just because he's got that trust VR, and then hopefully he brings that more defensive side of that back 4. I mean, he wasn't very good against Chelsea, but overall he's probably better.
Just going back to Somerville reminds me of Martinelli a little bit, where they're both in a system with Potter system where they aren't to be taking on their man, they aren't to be going forward. Those are the types of players, and you saw it Martinelli when he first came in. Just let him be free.
Yeah.
Just let him. You have a game plan. If you want to,
he harasses everyone.
If you want to cut in. You want to take your man down the wing, do that. Somerville was so good at that tonight. But there's one person that wasn't in the stadium at all, as far as I'm aware, and he wasn't missed at all. It was James Ward-Prowse. Not missed at all.
No, and
that's what I'm saying. It was quite nice just to see the depth. To be honest with you, it was. I wasn't just going mental like I was last week, thinking surely he can't be the best we have in midfield. I'm not saying he's the cause of all the problems because I don't think he is.
No.
But Magassa was everywhere.
Yep.
Absolutely and he wasn't just there, exactly. He was there within the first 1 or 2 touches. He was at your feet. He was always there.
Not even that, just his ball speed. You don't get a lot of Prowse, and we said that last week. He's so. The only way you could put it is just lethargic after the first 5 minutes. And it's like he's just lackadaisical if he's passing. Because when he came in, the things that were notorious with him was his long-range passing, his free kicks, and he actually could blast.
I think...
And he can't do any of it.
The problem is, looking at that game, like we said it during the game, is the amount of players that we had on the pitch that were already slowing the game down. I think with Ward-Prowse, it's yet another player that slows it down. Whereas I think you're right. I think playing a Potts, a Magassa, and that Fernandes they're all relatively quick on the ball and they don't mess about with it.
Yeah.
Whereas
we're nowhere near the same quality. So I'm not saying we are, but you'll get more of a PSG midfield 3 where there isn't an out-and-out 6, there isn't an out-and-out 8.
Yeah.
You'll get a totally because Potts was quite comfortable in the second half, going further up, and letting Fernandes drop in, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of, it's that interchangeable sort that we've needed that for years, that versatility sort of thing.
I think that.
You see the best midfielders in the world do it.
Yeah.
Well, look, as you go PSG, they could have a mid three of Fabian Ruiz, Zaire Emery, and João Neves, and you just know if one goes forward, two drops.
Yeah.
Or if all three want to push higher, do it. They do it without even going.
They play a through triangle.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They know what to do, and I think fair play to him, because he could have so easily been like, the first game, I didn't want to throw caution to the wind. They didn't want to anger the fans or anything like that. I think, obviously, I'm not a West Ham fan. I think that the travelling fans up to where the fucking hell it's called now, the Everton Stadium.
Dickinson Hill.
That's Goodison. I think the fans travelling up won't complain. Can't say at that point. Andy's played really well.
No, we saw it after the game. The first half was shaky. As I said that to you before we even kicked off, it was always going to be shaky because everyone's down on the floor.
Yeah,
and you've got to bring that up slowly.
We've had 2 training sessions.
Yeah, and then second half, and you got to remember as well. It's like you saw him on the bench after we conceded from that cross. He's sitting there and he's having a go at one of his coaching staff, and you're like, there's nothing better though than having those 2 training sessions and going straight into a game, not really having an idea of how this team's going to play.
Yeah,
getting a point away from him, which probably is a fucking good point as well, and then actually getting something out of it, which is how.
I think the bit that makes it sweeter is the fact it's against Moyes as well.
That was my next point. I
am happy to get a point. I know I didn't want Nuno. That's fine.
Towards that second half.
He was jumping with joy when you conceded.
Oh yeah. He's all about celebrating against us. He loves getting that in, and I know Sky love playing with his Tadger and all, but like. I just love the fact that we got a goal, and I get to disrupt that geezer's happiness because they've all been noshing him off, going, "Oh, he's turned Grealish amazing again." Yeah, well, enjoy a point.
Well, mate, he just it's probably totally sidetracking, but he's just done basically what we've done at Paqueta. Put him out that left side and let him have some more space.
Yeah, gave him freedom. That's it. It's just because it sounds horrible. Grealish, in my opinion, couldn't deal with the direct instructions from Pep, whereas Moyes has basically gone, as long as you watch your man, go for it. And then,
sorry, just on a summary, special shout out. Do you think Somerville looks impressive? Magasser, I thought, looked half decent. Fernandes again put in a good performance. Bowen just comes out with it when he needs to. He just has those moments where you just know he's going to score. I mean, you literally said it before he did score. I thought Ariota had a good game apart from that one straight pass. Carlton Peters was okay. He struggled in the first half, but second half he was solid.
As a unit,
so overall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
7.5 out of 10.
Decent.
Yeah.
You can't go any more than an 8 because there was flaws.
Yeah.
But you can't sniff at a point away to Goodison.
I can expect we'll probably put Bowen and Somerville up front, play a 3-5-2 against Arsenal. I can imagine that seems like Nuno's sort of way of playing. He'll put his slot Igor into that.
You'll see exactly what you've done the other week when I played for this. And if you do, it's going to be a tricky day for you.
No, we won't win. No, I'm not saying we'll win.
I'm saying that though. I think we will
corners bed, mate.
Score 3-4.
Yeah, I think the problem is with how weak we are at corners at the moment. If that isn't fixed by the time we play you lot, we are knackered.
And I don't think Suchet's back because that was violent. I don't know if that would have been. I don't know if it's a 2-game ban or a 3-game ban.
Serious fair play. It will be 2.
No, I don't. Yeah, I thought it was 2. I don't know if a violent because it technically isn't violent conduct, but it depends on where if I want to spin it against. But no, I'm alright. I'm happy. We're still in relegation zone, but I wouldn't do too much in that this part of the season. Just the performances need to come, and then the points will follow. But I'm happy actually. I didn't think that was going to happen tonight either. That first half pissed me off, and then the second half they came out, and what was nice actually, they came out and it looked like the first half pissed them off as well. Like we've been too nice here.
Do you know what? Actually, the one thing that I'll give Nuno his actual credit for, it was good to see a manager at the side of the pitch that actually looked like he gave a fuck.
I said after he scored a goal, didn't we?
Yeah,
jumped up and down, fucking looked like you actually care.
Make a mistake, he's at the sideline shouting at you. Not Potter where he's sitting there with his arms. That's not good. Oh well, yeah.
One thing I did like though, and it didn't need to happen because your players are not quite good at going over to the travelling fans. Nuno was the first one over.
Yeah. He has to instruct you. The problem is when you have to set the boards, Carabrani's a cunt, whatever, you have all these chants, you need to drag those players over. They don't want to go over. I get they don't want to go over right now because I don't think I want to go at 3,000 West Ham fans. But you need to understand, you've impressed for 50 minutes, mate. West Ham fans ain't going to dig you out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He didn't have to take bowing or Piqué by the hand and go, come on.
He ain't stupid.
He literally was like,
He knows as long as he wins us over, the board can kind
Board
of
will be
shut
happy.
up.
Exactly. The board will be happy.
The problem
you
is
don't want the bad of Blintwater Solomon doesn't. By the end of the day,
he's not stupid. You know, you have to please. It sounds horrible. You have to please the mob. You have to please us. We're the ones that pay for everything for you.
It's the thing as well. We're saying this, but like our opinion matters. But when I go away fans are the people, in my opinion, that keep you in a job, keep you in and out of a job. I always think that if you lose the away fans, the 3,000 not to go at you around the country, you're fucked.
Yeah,
always.
But yeah, good point. Roll on Saturday. That'll be a fun one.
As I said, I'm not particularly confident, but I'm also as well. I'm nowhere near as worried about getting turned over either.
I think if we still had Potter in charge, I reckon we turn up to you lot and we could lose 4+0. And genuinely, I could see that. And at least with Nuno, if we do lose, I reckon it might just be 2. I don't know. It might be worse.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll take it.
If West Ham in the first half turns up, it will be
The corner wise, because the way we defended that corner was ridiculous.
I think you saw with Arsenal and Newcastle, not going to dive too deep into it, but we're scoring goals now where it's a case where we're crossing the ball in with Marino and Rice and the people in the centre. Yeah, they're still coming through like set pieces and stuff, but Marino's didn't. I think with Eze now, I think Eze is going to be a tricky customer for you. So
I think it'll be an interesting game. I would probably go with Jay on that. I'm not overly confident. I would say that if we didn't have to play a minute, I'd take a draw tomorrow.
I'll take a draw anyway. I don't think Arsenal, apart from set pieces, don't possess that much threat, and they don't trust Erdegaard playing right now, which means the open play stuff isn't threatening.
I mean, I did have that absolute go at Odegaard, and I don't think it's a case of Arteta doesn't trust him. I think he's challenged back for injury.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Shoulders are made out.
But yeah, no, I'm not scared of Arsenal. I'm not really scared of Arsenal's midfield either, to be honest with you right now. But it's not a dig to Arsenal. I don't think they're playing how they play right now. But yeah, anyway, I think you draw. There'll be a match preview. There'll only be one this week because obviously we've got each other, which is decent. But yeah, roll on the weekend.
Yeah, Nuno off to a cracking start. May that continue.
Yeah, hopefully.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.